Man, I missed y'all. I really did. I promise you, I did. I had to mentally recharge. I just finished a movie out in Maryland, and that was really fun. Filming another movie soon. I have auditions. I actually have an audition today, and I've been working myself up in the school world, so I've been staying busy, right? And I'm still play testing, of course, right? That doesn't stop. But my little brother told me last night. He goes, "Evan, it's time for you to make another video." And I was like, he's right. I got to get to it. So here are my top 8 deck predictions that you will see, that you might see, but will see at the Dallas Regional. All right, let's go. Number 1, we have Frieza, the Emperor who swore revenge. Now, the reason why I say this, recently this deck in particular won first place at the event, and is very successful when it comes to swap. Now with the new Frieza Showdown, that's a new TP card you get in the promo pack. It's actually this card right here. It actually helps the deck and makes the deck a lot stronger. And it also, if you are successfully swapping out, it can also build the board, and it could definitely hurt your opponent, and it can actually slow your opponent down. The deck is very aggro once the board is built up. Number 2, we have Super Saiyan Brawly, big action. So being able to rely on your Fierce Foes cards, right? And things again plus 10k. You can play the Brawly route, the Rudigon route, the Garlic Jr. route. They all operate on each other. But then you also have the staples. You have the Unison. So you have the counter SS4 Vegeta. You have the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan Unison. You have a Release Ball. You have cards to slow your opponent down in order for you to go after them. And SS Brawly has been typing a lot of events. It was actually used at the event recently. And you have multiple options with SCRs. You have Purunga. You have the SS4 Gogeta. You also have the Gohan and Piccolo SCR, which that card is actually making a comeback as well, because putting cards in rest mode, especially energy, is what makes this deck a lot stronger. Number 3, we have Gamma 1 and 2 Justice. Okay, this deck is very defensive and is very stalled. It has energy control, is able to operate the energy on the board. I mean, the fact that your whole deck is using your energy to deal with cards. Not only that, but you also have the Android 13, as we call it, the Trucker, who is a double strike 20k. You have the Gamma, that the card that lets you drop a card from your hand. So you have defense, you have energy control, and when I say defense, I mean you're able to just stall out your opponent. You make your opponent drop cards, and then you also have the Android 18 Unison that makes your opponent bottom deck a card. And don't keep in mind too, there's an extra card, I think it's called Kaboom, where it could just wipe stuff off the board. Gamma is actually pretty good, and I think people are playing Gamma and Soul Striker, which I didn't put that in the list, but I wouldn't be surprised, because I think Dane actually won with Soul Striker. Number 4, we have Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta Saiyan Pride. It is one of the best red decks in the game. You have draw power, you have aggro, you have warping in one, all in one deck. And of course, you also have the green Brawly combos where you can stop my yellow U7 Goku deck from coming from me Z Awakening. This deck is actually really good. And you also have the Cumber SCR. Its main goal is just to build up as many battle cards as possible. And of course, you have the one drop Gohan, where you use a red skillet card, you gain 2 extra cards. So once a deck kicks off, you make sure you're able to slow it down, which its weakness is actually Bojack, just so you know. This video ain't gonna be long, I promise. Number 5, we have Bojack the Subjugator Unbound. Bojack is definitely a strong deck. The deck is strong enough to where it is energy control, is board control. The fact that you're able to always keep your energy open. Its main goal is to lock you out and then for them to pressure you. Now, of course, Bojack also used the Magic, Android 17, Defending Friends. There are decks out there using Android 17, Turning the Tides, just to slow your opponent down because they're gaining energy, right? You also have the 8 drops that are 30k hitters. So you want to be able to make sure you aggro them first before they aggro you. Number 6, you have Super Saiyan Son Goku, Beginning of a Legend. It is still one of the best green decks out there. One you're able to have. It's hand control for one, right? We all know that green is hand control, but they also have different spices where you also have the Broddock Z Unison. You can use the new Kid Goku SCR. You can also use Purunga. You can also use You can use SERs that that fits your style. But Green Coup is a deck that's definitely should not be slept on. It's a deck that makes your opponent draw. It also builds. It makes you draw. Makes your opponent drop a card. It also allows you to get to play the 4 drops in the Goku Vegeta, the ones that attack, activate battle, restand, and swing. It also has an aggro route to it on the board as well. And of course, it also gains blocker with the Z Unison to protect itself. Its main goal is just to build up the board. You drop cards and they hit you. And of course, you have the big 8-drop Goku. And who else can forget the Z extra card you fool, which actually makes your 8-drop Goku. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. If you KO it, you drop 3 cards from hand. That's a shame. That's like a pseudo SCR. I'm just throwing that out there. All right, next we have Unova Shenron Ferocious. I'm gonna say Unova. Goodness. All right, so Brian Samuels got first place with that particular deck. Y'all know since Shenron it builds up the board, it rests cards in, it put cards in rest modes, and it locks you out from actually doing extra plays because they do run the cold-hearted Sentient Run, which is actually a pretty popular card in that deck, and also negates the skills. So I'm just understand there's so many breakdowns with each of these decks. I'm just giving you key pointers of what I noticed about playing against these particular decks. And of course, we have Cooler Revenge Transformation. This leader was used in the Worlds. It is still one of the most popular decks of all time. It is one of the best mill decks. Of course, you have Janemba Mill, you have Zamasu Mill, and you have Cooler Mill. So these decks are pretty solid. They're pretty stable, but Cooler is, you neg, you mill. And of course, with all the new red cards that's coming out, like the new UI 4-drop Goku, next something by 20k, you're milling cards. You have Cooler, you have the 5-drop Cooler, next something by 10, your opponent mills a card, and the super combo Beerus. So there's multiple ways to play. Cooler Revenge has definitely gotten stronger and is actually making a comeback in this particular meta. You guys are so awesome, and I wanted to say this too. I had received messages from people just saying, "Hey, I missed your content. Hope you're doing well," or whenever you said we're gonna come back. And I'm here. I'm here. I just have to make some changes and some priorities in life. But I will say this: I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. This video, I didn't want to just ramble about it. There's been multiple videos on the channel about these decks being played and breakdowns, but this was just like I say, just a prediction on what to expect at the Dallas region that's coming really soon. And I didn't want to hold you guys up from that. I wanted you guys to have an idea of what to expect. And of course, if you are confident with these decks, let me know in the comments if you're playing any of these, any side decks that you guys are tweaking up, or you guys changing our ratios, or if you're not intending on playing any of these decks, what decks you plan on bringing to regional? You never know. I might play you. But anyway, I'm MU7. Have a great day, and remember, the Lord loves you. Bye.
And this bitch going crazy.